This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hold on, stop. Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
Okay, boomer.
Damn millennials. Wow.
Did not know that. Even flirters who are obviously mentally ill. You want to be my wife?
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.
What is going on, and welcome to Take on the World with
Spilling my drink, Johnny.
Johnny the Malort voluntary shot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, over here, so it's on camera.
Oh, boy.
My barrel-aged buddies need to see the fucking Malort here.
There was one. Oh, hey, baby.
Oh, podcast therapy dog in the house.
Hey, how you doing, girl?
And Mike D. Let's start off by mentioning
There was one. Hold on. Let's start off by mentioning there was one flavor.
What the fuck,
This
dude?
thing's limp as shit. There was one flavor I was missing from this, and that was
Dude, I can't believe you would voluntarily drink that.
that's got to be like something you like wash your shirt in. Witch hazel, like she said.
Witch hazel and
Bitterness.
grapefruit fucking rind. I, on the other hand, will have a shot of something that everybody enjoys. A little blinky. What, you want another shot?
No, that's not what that was. I was just trying to hide it behind the glass.
Okay. So we're going to talk
It's
about
not that good, Michael.
the Deluxe Edition Network. We are part of the Deluxe Edition Network, and we're proud to be part of the network. It's a great group of podcasters. Go to www.deluxeeditionnetwork.com. Check out all the podcasts that are on there. There's something for everyone. Check it out. We have our Malort on the table to honor our barrel-aged flick friends. On our last show, we did a tasting of it, and John just voluntarily drank another fucking shot of it. Worst shot I've ever had. Almost puked.
Hey, listen, Michael. I think we need to up the ante. We need to up the ante.
No, no, thank you.
We can find something, a better punishment shot.
No, there's no such thing.
What about that pickle shot we did? Or
Well, some people like pickle shots.
Well, what was that?
You know what?
There's something on the shelf.
We should send that. We should find that Kimitsu and
Oh,
Commander
there you go.
and send them a fucking can of
I
that.
think you took that down,
Did I?
but I told you to leave it up there. No, I think you left it up there.
It's up there someplace.
It's
It's on the
up on the top right somewhere.
shelf. I think it's over there.
Yeah.
It's covered up. It's certainly not the Macallans. Did you get a chance to taste the Macallans yet?
No, you said, "Pah, you should have been here."
You should have.
That was some good shit, man.
Anyway, deluxeeditionnetwork.com. Check out all the great podcasts. And while you're there, check out the 2 podcast spotlight podcast of the month, whatever we're calling it this month, because I change it every time I say it.
Hold on. What would I get if I drank the whole bottle?
Sick.
Not tonight,
Sick.
but
You
over
would
the-
get sick is what you get.
over the podcast episodes. Let's take 1 to 2 shots. And when the bottle's finished,
I will not join you. I am not drinking that voluntarily ever again.
I've learned how to drink it.
If you want to know what we're talking about, there will be links to shorts below of me almost puking, taking it, and John almost puking, smelling it.
I did.
And then you drink it like a fucking champ, dude.
You're welcome.
And there's a video out there of Casey from Deluxe Edition podcast.
He's like, what is this thing? Water?
He drank it. It was like, worst shot I ever had. He no fucking sold it 100%.
Michael, I thought you were going to die.
Dude, I almost puked.
And even in the first one, it looked like you were going to die.
I'm telling you, I almost puked, bro. Anyway, Deluxe Edition Network podcast of the month, Spotlight podcast. Not supposed to be puffing on the podcast.
What? Wrong. Supposed to be blowing into the camera. I coughed.
The podcast of the month are Metalhead Journeys and MILF and Me podcast. Metalhead Journey is a music-based podcast with obviously metal music. MILF and Me, they cover a lot of stuff. They've had interviews and entertaining. The MILF is Milfy, and the Me is he's all right.
We're gonna go out on a date there, honey.
So check them out. They are their links are on the Spotlight podcast on deluxeeditionnetwork.com, but they are on YouTube and pretty much everywhere you can get podcasts. So moving on. What? I got to finish my sipper in my skull. Today's topic, or this show's topic, I should say, because we usually tape a couple in a row. There's no reason to fake the funk about that. Because you could tell we go a little downhill as we go on tonight.
You want me to read this one?
This is no, I'll read it. I want you to throw in the shit that you know because I don't think I did the research justice on this one.
No, this one I don't know a lot about.
What the fuck you gave me this one?
I thought this was the Mexican one, man.
This is the one in Peru, bro.
I know.
Okay. This is Machu Picchu.
It's fucking beautiful.
And according to the pronunciation, the C
I will help you with the pronunciation.
is not it's a silent C, so it's Machu Picchu. Or P2.
Perfect.
P2. It's a T sound.
I got a P2.
The double C is a P. Or a T. P2. Machu Picchu. Everybody knows it like that. So there was some interesting stuff here that I didn't think I'd be as interested in this one as I was when I started researching it. So again, I applaud John for piquing my interest and my search for knowledge.
Where's the sound?
Nope. No. That's the one. There it is. Thank you, John. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Actually, Johnny is really good at picking topics that I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And then I start researching. I'm like, damn, this is kind of interesting.
I go on the deep end.
So
I have to with this guy.
You say, what's so interesting about a mountain in Peru? And I tell you many, many things. It was built approximately 573 years ago in 1450 AD. And I will use AD until I die. I don't care what fucking acronym they use now.
Whoa, easy there.
Well, the fucking woke community wants to fucking change shit and not use AD because they don't want to be religious. But the whole calendar that we use today in America is based off a religious calendar. So fuck you straight in the ass.
What, you don't gonna smack my camera?
I'm sorry.
My phone.
You phone. You make it phone.
Me phone. Don't smoke my phone, man.
Like I said, we go downhill as the night goes on. It was abandoned in 451 years ago in 1572. What the?
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's nestled high in the slopes of the Andes Mountains, nearly 8,000 feet. The ruins of Machu Picchu continue to reveal mysteries from the Incan Empire. I think we're going to lose power, bro.
Yeah, it keeps looking.
Yeah, it's dark.
Is it still raining?
Yes.
Is that what that sound
is?
is?
That's what that sound is. It is pouring here right now.
Yeah.
I got water leaking in my basement. We'll soon have water under our feet. But
guess what? We'll be still doing.
It will be still. I don't care if I'm getting electrocuted. I'm finishing this episode. So it's often referred to as the lost city of the Incas, which I asked John earlier, do you think this is the lost city of the Incas? And he said, yes, I do. And I said, you're wrong. So the actual lost city of the Incas is Vilcabamba. Yeah. I don't
Say
care.
it one more time.
Vilcabamba.
Vilcabamba. I've never heard of that. Not saying it's not true.
Okay. Which is a city that Hiram Bingham was looking for in 1911 when he is credited with finding Machu Picchu. The fact is, recent studies and research and beliefs, Machu Picchu was never really lost at all. Although it escaped detection by the Spaniards when they were conquering the country. And it also had been visited by German adventurer Augusto Burns in 1867, but he's not credited for it. Machu Picchu was known by the locals. Like the people of Peru knew it was there. It just wasn't known to the outside world. Because, do you want to know why?
Why?
The Incas really didn't have a written alphabetic language. And in my research, I did find there was a way for them to record their history, but it was in some kind of I don't want to say garment, but like a fabric with knots in a certain place. And that's how they would transfer information down the ages. But because there was no written language that anybody can read, no one outside of Peru knew it was there.
Bro, we are getting hammered by
it's a
hurricane force winds.
It's a typhoon out there. But we will persevere.
Well, this is kind of interesting.
So it was Machu Picchu was not widely known to the outside world until it was discovered in 1911 by Yale University professor Hiram Bingham, who was led to the site by a local Quechua speaking resident.
You nailed that one.
Quechua.
I don't even know how to say
Well,
that.
QUE is K.
Quechua. I don't know.
Quechua. Speaking resident.
A Kochi.
His name I will not say because I will butcher the shit out of that.
He knew the language of the Coochie.
He knew the Coochie language. When Bingham arrived, there were already three families living there, actually farming families living there, farming the land. So like it wasn't lost.
What the fuck?
That range is
there.
That range is fucking automatic. Well, so dude, this is what I was telling you about the architecture of this place. They made it so they could farm on top of this fucking mountain.
You're like mountain apples?
I don't fucking know.
Fucking mountain asparagus?
Mountain asparagus. Their POE smelled funny. So because the Incas had no purposeful written language to pass on what Machu Picchu was built for, why it was abandoned, or its location, that language didn't exist, so they could never pass it on to other people. The real Vilcabamba. Vilcabamba.
No, the other way you said it.
Vilcabamba.
Yeah.
Is thought to be in the jungle about 50 miles west of Machu Picchu. Has not been found. And that's because the growth there in that jungle overgrows so fast that if you clear something and you're not there for 20 days, it's overgrown again.
Dude, there are so many fascinating stories of the Amazon jungle. And
is Peru in the Amazon?
Sure.
So you're talking out your ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that jungly area.
Jungly area? Is that a technical term?
I hate you.
I know you do.
It's so fascinating. Like and there's been a couple movies on Netflix and that when you watch them, they're like, dude, that's so cool. Like lost gold of the Aztecs, that whole lifestyle. And
You ever watch
been lost to
Expedition
time.
Unknown on Discovery Channel?
Yeah.
Dude, I love that dude. And he did Aztecs in Mexico. And like he said, some of those plants grow feet a day.
Well, they're like, how did we feed all these people in their time? And like the Amazon jungle is not known for producing very good crops. And there was a way they did it with their water supply, and it's almost lost to history.
Well, the Incas are pretty much the same way, because we'll get to that. Look, I'm telling you, the architecture of Machu Picchu is fucking genius. It was well ahead of its time.
I'm sure I would have to be. I can't even grow fucking green beans in my fucking garden.
So the buildings on this site use no mortar. They're stone buildings. They use no mortar. The stones were so precisely cut and wedged together so closely, you couldn't get a credit card between them. And that's amazing for a civilization that had no iron tools.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
Yep.
And
they're supposed to be like a stupid civilization.
Well, not only were they functional and sturdy, they were aesthetically pleasing buildings.
Right, but the general consensus was that
they're not stupid, dude.
Like the people back then were just dumb hunter gatherers or whatever, and that's not the case.
The people who build this were skilled laborers and organized very well. Peru is a very seismically unstable country, which means they have earthquakes and shit. Both Lima and Cusco have Cusco. That's what I said. Cusco.
Okay, good.
See, I have the Spanish inflection, so you don't have it. I ate rice and beans earlier today.
I fucked up, Mike. I should take another shot.
Don't you dare, dude. Dude, if you puke in my basement, Ron, I just want to point out, I'm hoping you're watching this episode. This is his third fucking shot of this shit that I couldn't take one shot of.
Continue.
Dude, you should move to Chicago.
I'm already there.
So Peru is a very seismically unstable country, which means they have a lot of earthquakes. Both Lima and Cusco have been leveled by earthquakes in the past. Machu Picchu is constructed on top of two fault lines, basically one on either side of the structures. So they show it like a V shape, like it used to be up here, and these fault lines had an earthquake and it dropped down. So
they were here and you got pushed up?
No. The earthquake happened and the level ground dropped down. So you have a peak over here and a peak over here.
Oh.
So when these earthquakes occur there, the stones on the Inca buildings, they were said to dance with the tremors. And then when the tremors were done, they would just bounce back into place. That's how precisely they were made. And they were strong buildings. So if it hadn't been made this way, all those buildings would have crumbled over the years. Which I just find that fascinating from a science standpoint, from an engineering standpoint. And that's why they, in some places in the structures, they did use some mortar, but they used mud and they used it as a way to buffer the seismic activity. Like, they're not stupid people.
Right.
These are people who knew what the fuck they were doing. So
how would they know about, like, how do they know to make that?
I would think trial and error.
So that would lend you to believe that their civilization is a lot older than what they say it is.
Well,
right?
The civilization, the Incas, goes way back.
Right, but a lot of modern archaeologists don't think that. They're like, well, we found them here, blah 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 blah, and they poo-poo the fact that you find things like this. They're like, well, how can that be? And they're like, just go with it.
Well, the fact is, I think the archaeologists and the engineers would differ on their opinion on that, because you don't just like these guys didn't have iron tools. The most hardened tools they had were bronze and copper, and they would use that to cut and shape the stones.
Oh God!
But mostly they used stone tools, stone hammers, chisels, picks.
Wait till we get to like the pyramids in Egypt.
We never did that, did we?
Oh, dude, that's.
I mean, we talked about it, but we've never gotten
same
it.
kind of deal. It's like, anyways.
So they used hard andesite.
And where's it?
ANDESITE.
And highlight. I can't see the word
Here.
Yeah, I think you said it. Yeah, andesite. Yeah, andesite.
So that's volcanic rock. They used granite and other durable stones to make their stone tools. They also used wood tools, mostly for digging and moving dirt. Ropes and levers and inclined planes to lift and position the massive stones. They made aqueducts and fountains to supply their water to the site.
But where? You look at that site, where were they taking those and lifting them up with block and tackle or whatever to get them where they need to go? Why if it was if they could build that on that mountainside easily, you know, where's what am I trying to say here?
I don't know.
Where's the evidence?
The evidence of that they use this? Archaeologists, if I don't know. I'm just going by the research I found.
Like if me and you were sitting here and we're like, well, we can either build this terrace on this flat ground here, or we can climb up that mountainside and do it there.
Well, the fact is they made flat ground on the side of the mountain so they could cultivate crops.
Right. But that's obviously 20 million times harder than doing it without climbing up the side of a fucking mountain.
Well, the site itself, nobody knows for sure what it was used for. There's several different theories. One was it was some sort of palace for royalty.
Or maybe they were just that good and they're like, watch me, motherfucker.
Another was that it was for the virgin priestesses.
Okay.
I think the most impressive tool they had was their skilled labor and the organization of that labor. Some of the most impressive things you see on the site, you can't see. It's all underground. A modern civil engineer, Kenneth Wright, said estimated 60% of the structure done at Machu Picchu was done underground. So the civil engineering was impressive, advanced for the time, especially as often is noted for a culture with no draft animals, no iron tools, and no wheels. No wheels, dude.
Like, how do you get materials up other than on your back walking on? I guess it's possible.
Well, the roofs were all made from trees that were up there. The stones were.
But why?
There's a mine, a stone mine close to the site.
But why?
No one knows why they built it there.
Because you could?
I don't know. The site we see today has been sculpted out of the notch between two small peaks by moving stone and earth, creating a relatively flat space. So the underground stuff is deep building foundations, like we would today. You build the foundations deep, and it's less likely to be affected by earthquakes. They use crushed rock as drainage, which was unheard of at the time.
Did they ever find any like evidence of people living there?
There was people living there when it was discovered, quote.
So like when you have like the
So there were bones dug up on the site. And that's
okay.
why they think it might have been some virgin priestesses, because I think 80% of the bones they dug up were female.
But did they ever find anything like when you go out west and you look at the Inca carvings, or they're carved into the side of the cliffs? There's evidence of human life
The
everywhere.
Aztec carvings.
The Aztecs.
Well, the Incas were.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, the Aztecs supposedly made their way up into what we know as the United States.
I'm sure. No, it's probably different Indian. Oh, fuck. Should not be doing this right now. But yeah, so like their main staple was corn, and they found that like all the people's teeth were ground down from the winds blowing in and chewing corn all the time. And there's evidence of, tools they used, animals, food stores they had. Is there that up there?
I honestly, I don't know exactly what they found up there.
Yeah.
I know that there was excavations done.
I'm willing to bet there's not, because of all the stuff that I remember. It's just one of those mysteries that.
Well, it's a mystery why they abandoned it. Nobody knows.
Yeah, it's like crazy. It's like,
nobody knows why they built it there. Nobody knows why they abandoned it, and that's because they didn't have a written language per se.
Right.
So the site itself has.
But then again, like is your culture not going to have if you're capable of doing all this stuff?
Yeah,
but you can't convey that in a language that says like, hey, I need this shit hauled up to the side of the mountain.
Well, I'm sure they had a spoken language, but they didn't really have a written language for history books.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you have a spoken language.
Well, they did. They had those.
You're gonna write that down in history. Somewhere.
They had those fabrics that they put knots in certain places, but nobody knows how to read them. Because there's
this is so crazy.
So here's what I love
about this.
In the research that I found, like when they found the Rosetta Stone, it unlocked all the shit for the Egyptians. They could read the hieroglyphics because of the Rosetta Stone. There's no Rosetta Stone for the knot fabrics that they found related to this. Plus, it's fabric and it's going to decay over the time.
Like disappear, lost of time.
Yeah. So like, because they couldn't write stuff on stone or paper or whatever,
but
on cave walls,
you think that like these people they're obviously not dummies.
No.
So you would have to think that like they knew that writing shit in fabric's not going to last long.
I think what they thought was we are going to survive, and the key to our survival is work, build, and create food.
Well,
and then the Spaniards did a lot to wipe them out.
If you look at our society too, a lot of our shit's not written in stone.
No.
Everything's on computer files.
And when there's an EMP, it just wipes it out.
We're gone.
And all these idiot millennials will never know how to fucking tell the story.
So can you kind of relate it to that?
Absolutely, we could.
We're not sitting here chiseling like.
Oh no, I chisel everything in stone.
The fucking
when I'm done typing this up,
the podcast in stone.
No. When I type this up, when I'm done, I go out and I get a big piece of fucking granite and I chisel it all in there.
Yeah. Well, that's what
someone someday is going to see my chiseled tablets from this podcast and think it's the fucking 10 Commandments.
Like, spicy potato chips.
Spicy potato chips, I'm alert.
Pedora is bread with butter on it. What does that mean?
So the site itself virtually has, like, if you visit it, has no information about the ruins. There's no placards there. They don't do that kind of thing. So it keeps it uncluttered and pristine, but it also leaves visitors with questions. However, what most people don't know, near the base of Machu Picchu Inconveniently tucked at the end of a long dirt road, there is a museum that many people visiting the site never see. It only costs $7 to go in there. And it's Museo de Cito Manuel Chavez Balón, which means a Manuel Chavez Balón site museum. I translated that with my own Spanish, so if you go there, it fills in all the blanks of the questions you would have when you go to the site itself. And for $7, considering that the trip is not a cheap one to get to Machu Picchu, you need to fly to Peru. You need to get yourself to Cusco, not Costco.
I misunderstood the assignment.
Your train from Cusco to the site is $100 a person, at least. The entry to the site is $47 to $62 per person, depending on what option of the tour you want. And then that doesn't even get you up to the site. You got to pay another $24 a person to take the bus up. Now you could walk up for free, and you can walk back down for free, and it takes you on that path takes you on the Hiram Bingham 1911 route that he took to discover it. But it's a strenuous climb, and it takes about 90 minutes each way.
No thanks.
No, thank you. I would take the bus. In 1983, Machu Picchu was designated as a World Heritage Site. So on the site, there are things that have been named that people go to see. So I have listed here, what is it, 12 of them, 12 of the places on the site. Now, there's more than that, but these are the main ones that people go to see. The main plaza, Hanan.
I thought they said the pizza man.
Yeah, the pizza man. There's a pizza man on Machu Picchu. It's the best pizza in the world, dude.
Oh, I love that.
The main plaza, Hanan. This is an open space in the heart of Machu Picchu, served as a central gathering area, and may have served as ceremonial or administrative functions. I am not going to try to pronounce that stone. I will tell you it is known as Hitching Post of the Sun. You going to try to pronounce that?
Nithiwantana?
Dude, where you been all my life?
Nithiwantana.
The Hitching Post of the Sun. This is a carved stone pillar.
Nithiwantana. Sorry.
You done?
Nithiwantana.
This is a carved stone pillar believed to have an astronomical or ceremonial significance for the Incas. Now, what I did read is a lot of these structures on Machu Picchu have a correlation to celestial.
Absolutely. They all do.
And they're very specific, which the same thing with the Aztecs. I'm in awe of how they lined up these huge fucking buildings to these spots in the sky.
Dude, the rabbit hole just begins. You have like the Egyptians, the Incas, the Mayans. They were you're just blown away.
Another spot is the Temple of the Sun. It's a semicircular.
Hold on, wait. You forgot the name.
Torion.
Very good. Torion.
It's a semicircular structure that is built with a finely crafted stone block and features trapezoidal windows. It is thought to have been an astronomical observatory or a temple dedicated to the sun god. The room of the three windows. This is a chamber containing three trapezoidal windows, and is one of the most iconic structures on the Machu Picchu. It may have been for religious and ceremony. What I'm seeing here is it may have been, it could have been. They don't fucking know.
Right. Yeah.
They got no clue.
Yep.
It
This could have been modern day civilization.
was. It's only 500 some years ago.
They could have had flying cars. Who fucking knows?
Well, I don't know.
I don't want to go that far.
I think you're going a little overboard there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but they could have had things that we don't have now, or we struggle to have now.
Like people who know male from female.
I don't think that was a problem back then.
Let's see.
Temple of the
Condor. This unique structure is shaped like a condor with outstretched wings, and it contains stone carvings and that resemble the head and beak of a condor. It may have been associated with bird symbolism. No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah. Just making the observation, man.
It's shaped like a condor with outstretched wings, and it looks like the head and the beak of a condor, but it may have been symbolizing birds.
He's a Bigfoot. It's Yeti.
I'm sorry. Whoever wrote that should be smacked. Because I copied and pasted that shit.
Well, all this shit, you see the same time in and time out again. That's what I'm trying to say.
Actually, I'll tell you where I copied and pasted this part from.
Off. It's cool.
Oh, I want to apologize for cutting John off. Go ahead, John. Because John never does that to anybody.
Never.
Go ahead, John. What
you see time in and time out again is in the American Northwest, in America, Egypt, South America, the same fucking shit, time in and time again. We don't know what this shit means, and we're like, we look at them like, well, they must have been smart.
I think they were smart.
They knew what the time progression was, and they knew what the star celestial beings were. Well, no fucking shit.
Well, I sure do look like a bird, so I guess it's a bird, because if a bird don't fly, is it a bird?
And then we learn nothing from them.
No.
We learn nothing from our ancestors, but to just build more shit, build more structures that they told that would kill us. And like the train system, a snake will wrap around this earth and be the death of us.
Have you ever been to Tulum? Or what's the other one down in Mexico?
No, never into Mexico.
Okay, so I was there, and I could see they have a snake head at the bottom of this pyramid they have there, and if you watch as the sun goes down, you see the shadow slither down the pyramid.
Teotihuacan.
It's in Tulum.
And then if you clap, you can hear it reverberate.
Yeah, I don't know what that word means.
I said that. By God, reverberate. No, but like legit, it's the same one. Like as the night sky falls on a celestial whatever, you could see it creeping down the stairs. But also, I think I don't know what time of year or if it's all the time. If you clap, it claps back at you.
Yeah, there was no clapping back, but we did see the shadow go down the pyramid.
Yeah, which
I think that's fucking amazing.
I believe that is Teotihuacan.
No, it's Tulum.
Okay.
Chichen Itza is the other one. That's the one I was trying to think of. Another place at Machu Picchu is the Royal Tomb. And this is a chamber, while it's not like a tomb in the traditional sense, it's highly decorated area with urban sector and contains a stone bench. And it may have had ceremonial or ritualistic functions. Scarred rock. This is a large carved rock that is situated near the
entrance. Sacred rock, Mike.
Yeah. That's what I was. Okay, my glasses ain't working right. The sacred rock This large carved rock is situated near the entrance of Machu Picchu and is thought to have religious significance. Well, if it's a sacred fucking rock, you would think it has religious significance. It featured carved steps and a channel that may have been used for pouring libations. Oh, like a ice vodka slide.
Yes.
Just like that. Residential buildings. Throughout Machu Picchu, there are numerous well-preserved residential buildings with trapezoidal doorways, niches, and stone courtyards. Some are believed to have housed nobility or priests. Now, I'm going to tell you the picture of this, of Machu Picchu. You look at this, all you need to do is throw a thatch roof on these things, and you could live in them again. And that's amazing for a 500-year-old structure.
Yeah, right.
Architectural terraces. The Incas constructed extensive architectural terraces on a steep slope surrounding Machu Picchu. These terraces were used for farming and mitigating erosion. Now, that I think is out of everything I've said so far, that's the most fucking amazing thing. They basically cut into the mountain, made a level ground, put soil in it, and were able to farm it on a fucking mountain.
Where also you got to remember, down on the ground is not ideal for farming.
No, it's fucking rock. It's a mountain.
Yeah.
They had water features. The Incas designed an intricate water management system that included fountains, baths, and aqueducts to supply fresh water to the site for ceremonial purposes. Now, one of the things I saw in my research is that one of the theories behind them leaving there was a lack of fresh water. But if they had all this, what the fuck are you talking about? And that part of the world gets fucking rain like a motherfucker.
Oh, I can't hold it anymore. I gotta piss. Hold it.
Give me a signal next time and I'll say, hey, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
We're here to talk about Copper John's Beard Company. I bought some of this stuff and I love it. Everybody has their favorite beard care products, but if you want to save a few bucks, use TOTW 10 at checkout or use the quick link below and buy some of this great stuff. Like,
look at that beautifully tamed bear mane, so soft. And you know, my beard, if you want to call it that, it's more like pubes on my face.
See, he doesn't use it.
It gets wiry. So if I can just tame that a little bit, put more Copper Johns on there, and it's perfect.
And even though I have thick hair, when I put it on, my hair is nice and soft.
Yes.
Soft to the. You want to touch it, Johnny? Go ahead. Don't touch me.
Face it, dating sucked in your 20s, gets worse in your 30s, and your 40s, forget it.
It's a cesspool out there, and we're your flotation device.
Join us weekly for saucy chat, ridiculous love gurus,
and MILF-worthy fun to spice up your life.
The MILF and Me Podcast. Every Wednesday on your favorite pod platform.
And the MILFandMePod.com.
The MILF and Me Podcast.
Metalhead Journeys. What is Metalhead Journeys? It's exactly how it sounds. It's a journey through the world of metal by a couple of metalheads. Are you thinking of getting into metal? Where do you begin? There's so many different subgenres. What bands are good? What albums are good? We'll provide answers to all of those questions. We'll handle all the research and do all the dirty work by listening to the good, the bad, and the ugly, so you don't have to. Classic albums, new albums, bands no one's ever heard of.
You ready?
I think so.
And we are back.
A lot has happened.
We ended on water features.
My leg is wet.
So there was a
My
water
upper leg is wet.
There was a water feature here. Our basement has fucking flooded.
It was the second water feature.
My basement is flooding. So we're on an island right now and can't get out.
But the beer fridge is full.
Beer fridge is full and we're good. We're good. We have some chips down here.
They're getting a little low, bro.
There's about 1.5 inches of water on the other side at the deepest spot. Going
and there's plenty of this.
No, we're not drinking that. Fucking don't touch it again.
Plenty of that.
You're forbade from touching that.
Who has been forbade from touching the punishment drink?
It makes me sick just thinking about you drinking it. When you puke later, it's gonna be ugly.
I'm sure it will be, but it won't be tonight.
So, one of the other structures on Machu Picchu were guardhouses. There were several small structures located strategically around Machu Picchu, believed, not for sure, to have been guardhouses or for surveillance of the site. And then the stone quarry. The stone quarry at Machu Picchu was a source of many of the finely cut stone blocks used for construction. Is located on the western side of the site. So they had to bring it far, but you still had to move that shit.
And
big pieces.
Fine cut is not like really doing them justice. Like perfectly cut
to fit together.
Like you couldn't fit a fucking hair between them.
Well, a credit card.
Well, they didn't have credit cards back then.
Well, then
I would make the
either a
difference
very small penis.
If your penis is that small, just hang it up, man. But no, like honestly, like I would argue the fact that it was probably thinner than a credit card.
Well, they didn't have credit cards back then. Yeah.
Oh, I said a hair,
or
but they didn't have hair back then.
A thick palm leaf.
Yeah, but who had hair then?
So these are just some of the more important structures. They're
a palm leaf. There was no palm leaves back then.
What?
There was palm trees on the mountainside.
It's a fucking jungle.
Palm trees.
It's a jungle.
Ocean.
No,
sharks.
No.
Sea bass.
Palm trees don't grow in the ocean.
Mountainside.
Douche cricket. Palm trees don't grow in the ocean.
You're gonna grow by the ocean.
You're gonna make me look.
You ever been to Hawaii? You ever been to Saipan?
You're gonna make me look it up.
All right. Okay. All right. Hold on. I get a penalty shot if there's palm trees.
Just want to do a penalty shot.
If there's palm trees in the mountain side.
Hey Google.
And if there's not, you take one.
Are there palm trees in Peru?
Well, of course, it's on the coast.
Oh, there's like 10 types of palm trees in Peru.
Hold on. Hey Siri, are there palm trees in the mountains of Peru?
Nope. Hey Google.
Being stupid.
Are there palm trees in the mountains of Peru at Machu Picchu?
Here are the top search
Get that ready.
Palms of Peru. Hey Google. Are there palm trees at Machu Picchu?
I found these results.
No.
Well, no. It gives
Drink up, motherfucker.
No, I'm not doing a fucking shot.
Hold on.
I'm gonna
Hey
type
Siri,
it in.
What's the highest elevation of a palm tree? Why don't you tell me? Michael, yours is working better. Don't put your skewed information in there.
Aha! Typical plant life in the historic reserve of Machu Picchu includes Payu palm trees, ferns, and more than 90 species of orchids. You want to read it yourself?
At what elevation? At what elevation?
It's showing fucking Machu fucking motherfucking Picchu.
With no palm trees.
It says they're there.
There's no.
Just because you don't see it in the fucking picture.
That's skewed.
What does it say? Typical plant life.
Bro, what's the
typical plant life in the historic reserve of Machu
I don't care.
Picchu
Typical
includes
what's the highest?
Pinoyayas Kefis.
How high?
Alisos
has a
pine
tree.
Palm trees.
You can't even That's that. The bro.
Payu palm trees. It's highlighted. Payu palm trees.
Where?
Palm trees.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Siri, Payu palm trees. Fuck. I almost called her Alexa.
Hey, Google. Show me a picture of a Payu palm tree.
Hey Siri, what's the highest a Payu palm tree grows?
No, it's not.
Okay, I found this on the web for what's the highest Payu country grows. Check it out.
If you want to know the highest salaries,
Here is a Payu palm tree. I don't know,
but not on a mountainside.
but it says they grow there. So I don't know how much more evidence you need. You're wrong. I'm right.
No,
Once again.
no.
And now I'm putting my
But I can't disagree with you because my phone's stupid.
now I'm putting my phone away because you're wrong. I'm right.
Palm trees in the mountains. Anybody
Yes.
anybody here believe that? Raise your hand. Sorry, Mike, we were pulling for you, but you lost.
It was 1-0. Well, I was pulling for you, but it was 1-0.
Palm trees in the mountains. I should make a song about that.
Yeah, you should get your bass out.
Palm trees
and mountains.
for locos.
For locals. Oh, I think you're over the fucking limit, dude. We will end this here.
Probably am. Oh yeah, brother.
I'm sure there's very much more to Machu Picchu than we have covered. And I apologize for that. My
What
research
do you apologize for?
my research was a little bit hastened.
I don't think people come here for
No, they come here for fucking mic facts, is what they come
knowledge. They come here for me and you abusing each other.
here for. Frivolity. They come here for frivolity, not mic facts. I love my facts. I try to get them right. Sometimes I'm not right. And today, John's not right. And we took on Machu Picchu. Now you go take on the world. John's wrong.
This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hold on, stop.
Welcome back to the shit show 2.0.
Okay, boomer.
Damn millennials. Wow.
Did not know that. Even flirters who are obviously mentally ill. You want to be my wife?
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.